Today we have an exclusive interview with the Honourable Malaysian High Commissioner to New Zealand, Ms. Nur Izzah Wong Michu. When did the Malaysian High Commission establish in New Zealand?
We established our bilateral relations with New Zealand way back in 1957, but the establishment of the High Commission is only in 1969. Yeah.
What are the priorities and future objectives of Malaysian High Commission in New Zealand?
For us, the High Com serve, of course, as the focal point to enhance bilateral relationship between Malaysia and New Zealand. And we are also exploring possibilities to expand our cooperation in various areas, including trade, education, defense, agriculture, and many others. And also, of course, as a High Commission, which is representing the Malaysian government in New Zealand, we also, it's an agency that protects the interests of Malaysian citizens here. Yeah.
When is the Malaysian National Day and how do you celebrate it in New Zealand?
Our National Day is on 31st of August, and we have also a Malaysia Day on the 16th of September. So usually in these 2 weeks' time, we have some celebration. Like this year, we are going to have our National Day. Of course, we have two. One with the community, we have a Family Day, which is going to be held on the 14th. And then we are also going to have this host this reception for the diplomatic calls and also the government officials. That will be on the 23rd of September this year.
How many ethnic groups and how many languages are spoken in Malaysia?
In Malaysia, we have three main ethnic groups. So it's the Malay, which is the majority. Then we have Chinese and Indians, and plus the other natives. But because we practice freedom in learning the language, so many Chinese descendants in Malaysia actually speaks a few dialects. It's quite a common thing for a Malaysian. We usually master a few languages at the same time. So even if you know the Malaysian well, you will hear them speaking English. In between the English language, you will find some Chinese word or some Tamil word or even some Malay words, that we used to mix around, yeah.
What is the significance of learning multiple languages?
I think language is one of the most important tools for you to understand the history and cultural background of each different group, and that will help you to promote unity and understanding among different culture, yeah.
Has Malaysian High Commission ever conducted its own census of its nationals in New Zealand?
No, but it has been a practice that we encourage Malaysian who are in New Zealand to register themselves with the High Commission. Some did and some not, or sometimes when they registered once, they did not update with us, so there is some kind of difficulty. People come and go, or probably their family expanded, but so we do not have the exact number, yeah.
How many professionals and students are there in New Zealand?
We don't have an exact figure, but as of now, we have about 1,200 students, registered students. And also we have about the number that is registered with the Malaysian High Com, Malaysians, we have about 8,000. Yeah. But according to the last statistic, the census done by the New Zealand statistic, I was told we have about 16,000 Malaysians, or maybe you call it the Malaysian diaspora here. Yeah.
How many Malaysian associations are established in New Zealand and what are their names?
Okay, we have actually now 4 main Malaysian association. So one is called New Zealand Malaysian Association, New Zealand Malaysian Society, based in Wellington, and then we have another one is in Palmerston North. one in Auckland, and one is in Christchurch. So these are the four main ones. And we also have a Malaysian New Zealand Business Council, which is based in Christchurch. But again, among the students, each university also have a Malaysian Students Association. Yeah.
What are the objectives of their associations?
So basically, their objective are to get the Malaysians together and so-called more for socializing, and also sometimes like with the students, they organize events among themselves, to improve the relationship. Yeah.
Okay. How deeply Malaysian High Commission is engaged with its citizens in New Zealand?
Well, we do what we call it the smart partnership. We usually organize program together, and sometimes some of the events are organized by the HiCom, but sometimes it's through this organization, the Malaysian organizations, that we get involved with the local community. And because in Malaysian HiCom, we have only very limited staff, so we can't be doing many. So that's why we have to rely on some of these student associations or community associations to get closer to the Malaysian community, which is quite big and in a different area. Yeah.
Is there any budget assigned by the Malaysian High Commission for supporting Malaysian organizations and associations?
No, basically all these associations, they are self-funded. Okay. Yeah, so, but most of the events we do are not profit-making event, more for actually just to engage with Malaysian community. So some of the events that is yearly, that we could do together is the National Day celebration, Ramadan, also sometimes some of this association also do Chinese New Year celebration or Diwali celebration on their own. Oh, okay. Yeah, like the students also sometimes among themselves at the university level, they will work with the university or other student association in the university to conduct a program like Asian food bazaar, even some of the a few university, Malaysian students in a few university like in Wellington and Otago and Christchurch, they always do we call it a Malaysian night, where they perform culture or theatre performance, that help to promote Malaysian culture. Yeah.
What were the first arrangements or steps of Malaysian High Commission after the 15th March attacks?
As soon as we heard the news, we have been contacting our Malaysian community in Christchurch to sort of like send out these people to help us to locate and to make sure all our students and Malaysian communities are safe. And then when we found out that we have some victims in the hospital, so we immediately dispatched officers to Christchurch to give immediate assistance to the victims' family. So we visit them at the mosque, and we visit them in the hospitals, and also at the same time we contacted making arrangement for their family back in Malaysia to come to give them the support. Yeah. So basically, and also we liaise a lot with the New Zealand authority to see what we could do, and also help in the process. There are some consular, we call it the consular assistance, that we usually extend to any Malaysian involved in any accidents.
Are there any current support programs or funds available for the victims of 15th of March 2019 offered by the Malaysian High Commission or community?
During the period of the first week of the crisis, I think we also mobilized our Malaysian community in Christchurch. They come in actually very handy to support the victim family by providing transports, to bring family between hospitals and home. And then we also visited students, and then some of these adults, Malaysian, they actually give a lot of support to students. And also we organize together with the Malaysian society, we organize some kind of like security briefing by the New Zealand police, so that people have first-hand information and what is going on, so that they are not feared by the situation, to reduce their worriness on the issue. Yeah. And also some of the community also among themselves collected some donations and contribute to help the families. Yeah.
Were there any gaps or irregularity in the process of handling victims' cases and providing assistance by the New Zealand government?
I think so far the New Zealand government has been handling it quite professionally, but given the situation that everybody is in a shock and there is no experience, and given also the current status where technology is so advanced, people want fast information, and these are sometimes some of the information was not up to date because of a lot of procedures are involved. So there was a little bit of delay in the disseminating of information, especially the status of the victims and all that. But I think so far we have no complaint, and I think the New Zealand government has done a great job by at least they try to accommodate, because everybody have a different needs. So from the embassy point of view, we do what is like, we assist as well. What the New Zealand government, you cannot give direct attention to individual family. That is where we comes in, because these are our citizens, so we know what they want best, you see. So this is how we assist. But if you talk about weaknesses and all that, I wouldn't say there is any glaring weaknesses, because everybody is doing their best to help to resolve the chaotic situation. Yeah.
Did the Malaysian High Commission help in sending back the bodies back to Malaysia?
No, because they are already a permanent residence here, so everything we just assist the family to settle the funeral, and then for the 3 injury we visit them from time to time, and we still keep in touch with these 3 families. They are all good. Some of them have returned to work. Yeah. So we still follow up on that, and of course, with some of the MPs in New Zealand, whom sometimes also we share information, and I know some of these MP are also doing, through the ethnic affairs or through FIANZ or any other religious association. Plus, some of the MPs also doing. Different efforts in bringing these people life back to normal. Yeah. And then I think the victim support also have been doing a good job in that. Yeah.
Did the Malaysian High Commission devise a procedure or guide to handle crises such as 15th March attacks or natural disasters?
We do. In our embassy, we do have a manual for any emergency, to handle any emergency. But of course, this manual will be updated from time to time. The Christchurch one is totally, beyond expectation. Our manual is mainly for disaster, natural disaster like earthquake and storm and all that. But after this incident, actually, we also keep in a very close contact with the police. We even organize security talk by the police, to our community, and also with the students. Also, every new semester, we do organize some kind of like emergency talk for them to prepare themselves to face any natural disaster or any emergency. Yeah. So these are the things we do pass on to our community. Yeah.
Did the Muslim countries' embassies in New Zealand discuss how to assist and support the victims' family members in the future?
I think collectively we have not have one, but I know individual embassies like us and also many others Muslim countries diplomatic representation here. I think they do have separate cooperation with FIANZ. Yeah, like for us, every year we participated in the FIANZ event. We try our best to participate, especially the Islamic Awareness Week, you know. And like this year, the 9 Muslim missions here, Muslim country missions here, we do jointly organize an iftar event, yeah, together with the MPs and a diplomatic corps and the Muslim community, yeah. So we try, but because everyone have their own priority, so collectively we haven't have a concrete program, but individually, yes, we do have a very close cooperation with Kilburney Mosque and the mosque in Newlands, and also with FIAN itself, yeah.
What message would you like to give to the Malaysian nationals?
For our Malaysian community, of course, as an ambassador, I always think that they are also ambassadors on their own, in their own capacity. I'm actually very proud with our Malaysian community here because they are professional in various sectors. They're all very good, even students. Sometimes my advice goes to the general public, especially the Malaysian community. This is New Zealand is a very inclusive country, and there is something we all should be proud of, and we should engage with each other more to understand other culture and religions, and so that this will bring peace into the country. Yeah, thank you.
We thank Honourable Ms. Nur Izzah for being with us in our program Infocus and channel Salam TV. Thank you and good night.